Hi, I'm going to describe the process behind making a caricature mechanical box. Okay, the first thing you have to do is to bandsaw from a chunk of wood the outline of your caricature, and then you would come back the other direction with the pattern and you would bandsaw out the profile of the face. Okay, once you had the outline and profile, you would carve the carving of the face. And then the next step in making the box, and I've already kind of completed some of it, you would take your caricature to your resaw bandsaw. You'd slice off the caricature itself, set that aside. You would go back in and you would bandsaw off a thin, say about 1/4 to 5/16 of an inch slice off the back of the box. Okay, and once you had done that, with that piece removed and the face removed, you're going to come in with a scroll saw and you're going to cut an outline. Okay, you could use a bandsaw. I typically like to use a scroll saw because it allows you to do a more precise cut. But once you have that, you would be able to remove this part that's going to wind up being your box. Okay, and at this point, from what's left here, you would go in and you would want to sand, smooth, and glue back to the bottom this piece. Okay, so the box itself, you would have a chunk that would be complete with, that's the volume, be like so. You'd go to your bandsaw once again and resaw off another 1/4 to 5/16 slice off the back of this. Drill a pilot hole for scroll saw blade, feed it through, cut out what's going to wind up being your volume, and then glue that 1/4 inch to 5/16 slice back on. So now you have a box. So with it being scroll sawed, fits fairly tight, and that works well. The face itself, I want it to open at the mouth. So once again, took scroll saw, screwed around the outline of the lips to where the box will open like so. And then I made the ears separate because I want this to be a mechanical box, and you can see where I've drilled holes in the ears. This stuff is called K&S tubing. Really cool stuff. It's such that they size it to where it nests inside of each other, the sizes do. It's really easy to silver solder. If you've never done it, super easy stuff to do. You can do it with a little bitty torch, one of those little micro torches, and some real good silver solder from a hobby shop. Works out really well. The stuff is sized for drill bits really well too. It was such that I could drill the hole, which I think it was a little bit larger than 1/4, or it might have been a little bit smaller, I can't remember. But I sized it to where the tube would fit, and the tube fit snug enough to where all I had to do was kind of make sure it was a 90-degree angle to this little piece of brass plate. And I was able to run the silver solder around. Same thing for this little guide pin. The drill bit was sized to where I could, it fit real tight, snug. I didn't have to make any kind of a jig to hold it together. And this is just another piece of K&S brass, the little plate is. Anyway, what I planned for it to do, this is going to be a little catch that will actually, it'll have to be cut shorter, but it will fit into the ear, and it will have the little guide pin. And this is actually going to fit onto the side of the box to where, let me pull it back out, that it's going to be like a little closure. When you pull the ear out, it pulls it all the way back inside the side of the box. And then when you release it, of course, then you can pull the box out, or it will actually have a little spring at the back that's going to, when you pull the ears, will push the box out. And you can pull the box out, and then when you feed the box in, it will, just push the spring back out and have a little catch on the side of the box that will catch and hold the box in place. Okay, so that's kind of the gist of how I plan for the opening to work once I get it all put together. But real simple. I mean, you know, the ears will probably drop down a little bit so they can catch the box. Not a whole lot to it. You could do this with any type of caricature. It's just a real simple way to make a box. You could have it mechanical, or at this point you could just make it to where you simply slid the box out, slid it open. For some reason I wanted to get a little bit complicated and make a mechanical box. Anyway, thank you for watching the video.